Alright, welcome to another day here. Obviously it's Tuesday, I got my purple shirt on, and today we're working on some free response questions, and the first one we're going to look at is 2004, question number 1, AV students. So first of all, question number 1 is a calculator question, so I begin by going into my calculator and in Y1 typing in the equation. Alright, this is the easiest problem that there is in the whole booklet, so let's just go ahead and see what's going on. So the first question says, to the nearest whole number, how many cars pass through the intersection over the 30-minute period? So this right here is the rate that cars pass in cars per minute. Now, whenever you take the antiderivative of something, you get the net change. So if we take the antiderivative of this, from times 0 to 30, again, this will give me the net change in the antiderivative. The antiderivative would be measuring in cars. Now, for me personally, I like using hotkeys. So I type this in Y1 in my calculator, and then I'm going to hit Math 9, pull up the integral button, and then just type everything in. And of course, I accidentally deleted everything. That's great. So I have to retype everything in. Good job, Mr. Pygott. Okay. So now I hit Math 9, integral from 0 to 30. I use my hotkeys, Y1, and I type it in, and I get 2,474. 2,474 cars. It says round to the nearest whole number. That's why I didn't keep the decimals. Alright, the second question says, is the traffic flow increasing or decreasing? Well, this equation is the traffic flow. And if you look at a graph will either be, this graph will either be increasing or it will be decreasing at time equals 7. So at time equals 7, if it's increasing, you'll have positive slopes. The derivative will be positive. And if it's decreasing, we'll have negative slopes. So really all we need to find here for the second part is, what is f prime 7? Now we don't need to take the derivative by hand. You could take the derivative by hand and plug in 7, but there's no need to do this because this is a calculator section. So if you hit Math 8, you get d dx. Then you type in the equation. Since this is in Y1, I'm just going to use my hotkey at x equals 7. So it says take the derivative of what's in Y1, which is this, and then plug in 7. So I'm going to type that in my calculator really quick, and I hit Math 8, derivative of what's in Y1 at x equals 7. So I'm going to write f prime 7 equals negative 1.8729. I'm now going to mention that it's less than 0. Important. If the derivative is negative, that means the slopes were negative. So we can then say, therefore, the traffic flow is decreasing. Now it's very important here before you say this that you've either mentioned, you need to say that the derivative at 7 is negative or less than 0. That's your justification for saying the traffic flow is decreasing. Alright, part C. And well, it's not on our AP exam because it says the average value, but look at part C and part D. C says average value and D says average rate of change. Remember on the AP exam the word average will not be used in vain. Average value is 1 over b minus a, integral from a to b, whatever the function is, dx. So they want the average value over the time 10 to 15, so this is just 1 over 15 minus 10, integral 10 to 15, and then in here we're going to put f of t dt. I need to integrate this. I don't feel like writing it all out, so I'm just going to put that. So now I can go ahead and use my calculator. I have 1 over 15 minus 10. Math 9 to get the integral symbol from 10 to 15. And then hotkeys here because that's still in y1. So I hit alpha trace y1 and I get my answer of, and does it say round to the nearest? No, it says indicate units of measure. So this is 81.8992. Now folks, this is the average value function. So before, when I integrated f of t, just integrating f of t gave me cars, okay? But now the average value means that we're finding the average value of f of t. So the average value of cars per minute. So this is how many cars per minute. So this many cars per minute. And then let's just see how they word it here. Oh, let's just go with the units. So that's all you need, cars per minute. Another reason why it's cars per minute. This, if we just looked at this piece right here, this piece tells us cars, just like integrating gave us cars. And then this means we are dividing by, so we're dividing by 1 over, this number's on the bottom, we're dividing by these, and 15 and 10 are time units. So this was cars, this is divided by time, cars divided by time, cars per minute. All right, part D says average rate of change. Average rate of change is the slope through the endpoints, f of b minus f of a over b minus a. And the amazing thing about this is we've got our calculator. So it's f of minus f of over b minus a. My b is 15, so f of 15 minus f of 10 over 15 minus 10. Now there's a couple ways of doing this. You can do the slow way and find f of 15 and f of 10 in your calculator. You know, you can just go back and plug a 15 and a 10 here. Remember with hotkeys, I could do this right here by putting a y1, use my hotkeys, parentheses, so alpha trace, pick y1, and then in parentheses put the 15. So if I'm going to do this, that's what I'm going to do. But you could type this in, get 2 answers, plug it all in there. But I'm going to use my hotkeys and say in y1, I'm going to put 15. In y1, I'm going to put 10. I'm only writing this so you see what I'm typing in my calculator. Oh, I left the screen for a bit. I'm back. That's what I typed in my calculator. The AP exam people, they don't want to see this. They want to see this work. And then you can jump directly down to your answer. So alpha trace y1, I'm going to plug in a 15 minus, and then y1, I'm going to plug in a 10 over 15 minus 10, and I get the answer of 1.5175. Just give 4 decimals, makes it easy. And on top, both of these were cars. F of 15, whoa, those were not cars. Those were cars per minute. So on the top, we subtracted cars per minute. And on the bottom, we subtracted minutes. So the units here are actually cars per minute, or cars per minute squared, if you prefer. You could say cars and then minute squared. That'll work as well. All right, pretty easy question. That's all there is to it. And I'm going to try to turn this off.